Hey, everybody. Come on in, come on in. Trying to find some glasses, my friend. Yeah, I was gonna do this live outside, and it's a little too hot for me out there. Plus, I was going to come on a little later, but I saw something else that's supposed to be going down tonight, and I said, let me come on out here and talk to my sugar wugger so I can be out at the pool at that time, enjoying my life. Okay? So, I have another subscriber who has come to me with another topic. I get the tough, hard topics over here, but I guess it's life and it's okay. I'm getting used to them. Hi, Elaine. Good evening. Thank you for the roses. So, the topic that she wanted to talk about, I've been putting it off for a couple of days. Finally, today I sat down and I said, okay, I need to get this together because sometimes when they give me topics, I don't want to tackle them right then. Hey, Joy. And I'm like, let's go on and get this out of the way. And it might be a good time to do it. Y'all see how dark I'm getting? That sun is hot out there. Right. So tonight, y'all saw the topic. It said, liar, liar, pants on fire. That's what I thought about. I had to come up with something. So that's what came to mind. So that's what we're going to jump into tonight. We're going to be talking about liars tonight. Y'all probably never thought that there were different types of liars out there. Probably never did. But once I tell you about them, then you're going to think, yeah, you're right. There it is. Hey, Miss Joy, you look amazing. Thank you. Okay. So there are three main types of liars. Anybody want to take a guess at them? Or you want me to just go ahead on and y'all just make y'all's little comments, and I'm going to try to keep up with your comments as you go, so I don't have to come back to it and then don't know what you're saying. So when y'all make a comment, I'll try to speak to y'all as y'all come in, and then as you make a comment, then I'll try to get to the comment and address it then. So let's get into it. There are three main types of law. Wait a minute. Miss Audrey's welcoming everyone to Chatting with Ms.V. So happy you decided to join us. Have a seat, sip your lemonade, eat your dinner, enjoy, relax, engage, and be respectful. Miss Audrey got this thing down. Baby, she was scared a couple of weeks ago when I asked her to be a moderator. She done jumped in here now. She's showing them what a moderator's all about. She giving Alex competition now. God dog it, I couldn't have asked for nothing better. Thank you, Miss Audrey. Anyway, back to the three main types of liars. There are a natural liar, pathological liar, and a compulsive liar. Hey, Edward, I ain't got to entertain my chat. Now he gonna speak to everybody. Hey, Miss Vivian, coming in to support. Hello, everyone in the chat. So tonight, liar, liar, pants on fire. We just named the three types of liars. There's a natural liar, most common type. That's just people just, every now and then they just tell a lie. Or maybe it's a lie that will conveniently get them out of trouble and they can move on. That's just a natural lie, okay? But then there's that pathological liar. And it's usually a warning sign of antisocial personality disorder, better known as a psychopath. And then there is the compulsive liar. Well, that's dangerous there. Wasn't that right there? Because, he just will lie just to tell a lie. He don't care. He don't know if he lied. It has become a habit with him. They will bend the truth and everything about them. They're going to lie whether it's big or they're going to lie if it's small. So there you go. There are your three types of liars. So let's get into this pathological liar first, okay? So this person here is the most difficult to spot. Because you got to remember now, this stuff started in childhood with this compulsive liar and this pathological liar. It all started in childhood. So they're good at it by the time they get to be an adult. But the most difficult one is going to be the pathological liar. Hardest one to spot. They lie unnecessarily to get their way. And it does so with little awareness. They just do it. They have a great coping mechanism. And it's developed in early childhood over many years with some type of mental disorder. Could be antisocial behavior or personality disorder, but they indulge in lying. Hello to Goddess Tria. Good evening. Okay, I'm gonna let Edward speak to y'all for me while I'm coming in, because I don't want to break it up. I want you to truly understand what a liar is and the different types of liars. And it can help you throughout life. Some of this was from my classes that I took in the master's program over at U of H. Some of it is just from living so long and meeting so many people. Some of it just looking at TV and being able to pick it out over the years. Some of it's being around family members who are in the legal system. If I had my 81-year-old brother in here today who worked in law enforcement for 50 years, baby, he can sit there and he can watch TV. And we be watching TV together, and all of a sudden he'll jump up and say, oh, he lying. And I'm like, how you know? You already deciphered that stuff in your head. If you've done it that long, in the detective division and investigative division and just policing period, you know. He can pick up. It's certain words, it's certain clues, it's certain way they ask questions to get the information out of you. They get you very comfortable, and you think you got them on your side, but really a big liar is one they can pick out real fast. I'll tell you how. Okay, so this pathological liar, they lie about the most insignificant details. They contradict themselves, they have no regret, and they are defensive and angry when you confront them. They're goal-oriented, and they're focused on convincing you. No regard or no respect for the rights of anybody around them, period. They very manipulative. They carry this battery pack around with them, and they prey on the most vulnerable. And once they stick that battery pack in there, they'll have other people doing stuff for them, the weak and the vulnerable. And they'll just sit back and laugh and could care less if they got that other person in trouble. They don't have no feelings or regard for anybody. They listen to defend. Every time you say something, they come in. They got to. It's the nature of their being. They are very cunning. They create their own extravagant stories that they maintain and tweet it over time in their heads. And lying is just as simple to them as me talking to you. It's the same thing. It just flows naturally. And they believe their lies. The pathological liar believes their lies. And they have a weak grip on reality. Very weak grip. They don't see much in real life because they got a made-up world of lies in their head. They are really nearly impossible to catch in the act. They're good at what they do because they've been doing it a long time. They learn their audience. They learn their prey. They P-R-E-Y. And how they're going to manipulate them and con them into doing it. And they always got people around because they can't do it all by themselves. Once they put them lies out there, then they need a cheerleading team, or they need a some type of team around them. That's their cover. Like we were talking about this morning, God putting a court of armor around you, building that wall or that hedge around you. They got to have that to protect them lies they done told to you. That's what they do. They're excellent liars because they lie constantly and make up unnecessary and extremely dangerous, difficult false statements. It's all about distinguishing the truth. They're very confident people. Very confident. They could have committed the worst crimes in the world, but baby, they can sit up there and look you in the eye just like they ain't did nothing. And even if you know they did it and you saw it with your own eyes, they're very confident. If they feel in their mind that they gonna tell you nothing is gonna happen or nothing's gonna take place, that's just the way it is in their head. And if you weak enough to be convinced of that, that's the kind of people they want around them. They don't want nobody that's gonna challenge them. They don't want nobody that's gonna ask no questions. You messing with them now when you start doing that. Okay. Hey, Miss April, how you doing? I just happened to see your name there. So being as convincing as they are and manipulative as they are and as cunning as they are, they go to bed lying, they wake up lying. They become fixated up on you rather than looking away. Once they get you as the target, it's a tit for tat. That's who they are. They tit for tat. If you say something about me, I'm going to say something about you. And it's very childish behavior because you got to understand that it started in childhood. You don't find many adults like that. You just don't see too many pathological liars. They're not that prevalent, thank God, as a natural liar. Because a natural liar just going to tell a little fib every now and then he going to repent. He going to go on about his business. But this one here, I told you, they hard to detect. They hard to detect. You can't with them, Miss I Talk. Ooh, baby. Miss Evelyn says she can't with them. Let me see if I missed any other comment. I came in, you're speaking facts, okay, because I hadn't really been reading them. Okay, I think I got them all. All right, so anyway, they will lie to gain extravagant things in life, things that they can't figure out a skill set to go out there and get on their own. They'll manipulate you to get them. The pathological liar will. And they're consistently switching their stories. See, for people who don't listen and discern things and are able to go back to what they said the first time, they believe everything they said. They have the gift of gab. They have a way of attracting you into their audience. I mean, they know the highs and the lows and where to put the emphasis on the words. And it's always a lot of profanity. Remember I told you. And they act defensive all the time. They're always on the defense because they know they're lying. So they got to stay on the defense. They suffer from a lot of anxiety too because they always got to be on this hype. Okay? They're lacking in a lot of things. They have a lot of flaws in their life. Their life hasn't been that great. They've painted you the picture that their life is, and they got to try to keep up this story. Even when you find out it ain't that, then they just go and deflect off of you and start tearing you down because that's what they do. They have no value or no truth. Everything about them, the whole sense of everything about them is false and they out of reality, totally disconnected from reality because they have painted the picture of their life in their head and they live in that reality. That is the pathological liar. All right, now we're going to move on to the compulsive liar. So far we talked about a natural liar, just tell a fib every now and then. Okay. And then we've talked about a psychological liar. That could be a natural liar. It could be somebody that comes to Cheryl P's door and she don't want to be bothered with them. So she'll come to the door and she'll change her voice, or she'll come to the door and say she was just leaving just to get rid of them. It's lying, but that's just a natural lie. Okay? That's it. All right. She didn't go out to hurt nobody. She ain't living in no fantasy world, and she ain't making up all this stuff every day, and she ain't going out to try to hurt nobody. All right, Cheryl, I just used you for an example. Okay, I don't know you like that. I just used you for an example. Moving on. Compulsive liar is quite different than the psychological liar. And remember, that is the most difficult one for most people to detect. They go a long time with these people before they realize who they really are. Now, this compulsive liar, he bends the truth about everything. Okay? Telling the truth is very awkward and uncomfortable, and that person feels like it's just right to them. Again, it develops in early childhood. It's due to being placed in an environment where lying was necessary and routine. Okay, see if I can think of an example. Your mother was a drug addict, or your mother's not a good mother and she's leaving y'all home all the time by yourself. But when the authorities come to the door, you lie for her to keep her out of trouble, because that's what she has told you what to do, and you follow your mom's directions. Later in life, they could become a compulsive liar because they have been taught to be a compulsive liar over the years throughout childhood. Okay. They find it easier to avoid confrontations, compulsive liars, with the truth. Hence, they switch from telling the truth to lying. So, trolls that are coming in here tonight who don't want to know or who have something to say about a liar is probably a compulsive liar or a what I keep forgetting the word, pathological liar. Okay? Because otherwise they wouldn't be here. They'd be in the back sitting down listening. There's something that might benefit them so they can detect these people and get away from them quicker. Hey, Auntie, when you're a kid and you're afraid of getting in trouble, get whipped, punishment that are abusive, them kids lie. No, I didn't do it. Okay? That's a compulsive liar. Afraid they were going to get in trouble, so they learn how to lie to stay out of trouble. It's not pathological, okay? But it is compulsive. Usually people with ADHD, listen to this, attention deficit, hyperactivity disorder, which is ADHD, bipolar disorder, and borderline personality disorders result to lying compulsively. So research is saying that they are compulsive liars. These three mental disorders. They simply lie out of habit. And if you're around a lot of people with mental disorders, when you ask them simple things, they will. They will lie. Did you drink the juice? No. Have you been in a refrigerator? No. And then when you confront them and let them know that they lying, they just stand there and look at you. Why you lie to me? I don't know. That's a compulsive liar. Okay? And they have an automatic response. Their response is no. If you fall for the no, then they good with that. And it really doesn't bother them too bad either. Those three with the mental disorders, if you even catch them in it. I mean, there's not a lot of shame. There's not a lot of guilt like a normal person would have. Alex, bipolar borderline. What was the third one? That was three. Hold on, let me find it for you. It was ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, bipolar disorder, and borderline personality disorder. Did you get it, Alex? Okay. Hey, Kiss the Ring. Okay. So, where was I? I was right here. I just happened to catch that. They simply lie out of habit, which is an automatic response. Alex, let me know if you didn't get them. The last time, ADHD, bipolar disorder, you got that one, and borderline. So it was the ADHD that you needed, Alex. Okay, which is hard to break, and one that takes its toll on a relationship. The compulsive liar. Who wants to be with a man or a woman who's gonna be lying all the damn time, and every time they open their mouth, you got to discern this is lying. Okay? Nobody want to be with nobody like that. Gonna never tell the truth. You can't you can't really depend on them, because if they tell you they're gonna do something, you don't know whether it's a lie or not. And what if you really need it done at that particular time? No. They display classic lying behaviors. Usually liars avoid eye contact. They are not going to look you in the eye like I'm looking y'all in the eye now. They're going to look up. They're going to look around. They're going to look down. You know, they're going to fumble with watches and fidget with other stuff. They're talking, but not eye to eye. Okay? They may be tripping over their words because they're so busy trying to convince you of what they're saying. They're making sure that they get their point across, but the words might not be coming out right. They make up lies spontaneously. Don't do much thinking at all. Just open their mouth and spit it out. Most likely to tell different kinds of lies. Like we just discussed them 3 different kinds of lies: pathological, compulsive, and natural. They know the difference between reality and lies. But they choose to tend to want to go to one of those 3 categories. Whatever works for them and whatever's easier for them. Let's see. They sometimes may not know the difference in reality and lies after they've done it for so long. The last one, the natural lies. This is the most common type of liar. Me, you, anybody could be a natural liar if we choose to tell a lie. Natural liars are people who can lie easily with great success and skills. They don't believe their own lies. They know the difference, okay? They just lying. And they are just good at lying. That's a natural liar, okay? At some point, some of us, most of us, not some of us, has told a lie from one reason or another. I don't know what it might have been. Like I say, it could have been something as simple as not wanting to be bothered and just saying, I ain't going to be at home at that time when you laying up in the bed. Okay? That's what I would classify as a natural liar, because it's definitely not a pathological liar, and it's not a compulsive liar. All right, let me move this in just in case, because sometimes it freezes up. Okay, it had. Hold on. Okay. Hey, Miss Carolyn. Hey, Lee. I was on the phone with a friend last night discussing pathological. Okay. I don't know. I just decided I'd come with it today. She actually asked me, I think last Friday, to talk about this. And sometimes if it's stuff that I got to really try to put it together to bring it to you and figure out how I'm going to bring it to you, I'll back it off for a little while and I'll take the easier topics first. But I'm glad I came out with this one today. I got a good audience in here. Liars and trying to figure out what makes a person that way. All I found out in research is that the pathological liar and the compulsive liar started in childhood, and the habit was never broken. This is right on time. My friend said personality disorders. Yes. Okay. All right. Let's see. It's also a form of manipulation. Yes, ma'am, Miss Misty. We're going to get to that too. Let me go back up to the front because I kind of put this together in pieces here. Laying down, trying to nap, and then wake up. All right. So there are many signs that someone might be lying, and there are verbal and nonverbal cues to it. The speech patterns, we kind of hit on that for a little while, saying, that words might get tripped up or whatever. Um, I don't know what ALMA is, Bobby, Mr. Ricky. I don't care what type of liar a person is. I have a distaste for them. I try to stay away from them. You got it. Me too. I just don't need to be lied to. Just tell me the truth. Just tell me, no, I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not coming. Whatever it is. Then I know how to deal with it. You don't have to lie. And if something come up where you can't do it, can you just pick up the phone and call me or just text me? It's just that simple. Daniels V, I think I'm a natural liar because I would tell someone I still in bed in a minute and be sitting in my chair, and that's all right. I don't think God is going to charge you up for that. We just got to find a better way of saying it and maybe just telling them the truth. I'm still in bed right now because maybe they should have called first. Or if they do call, maybe you should just let it go to voicemail and call them back. And then, Miss April, you wouldn't have to be lying. I've gotten that way in my older age. I tend to just tell them now if they come to the door and I don't want to be bothered. Y'all see how much the phone ring when I'm on here? I see them calling. I'll be like, I'm going to lie. I ain't finna be bothered with them until I want to. A lot of times it's better off for me to catch the message and then I know how to address it. And I can get on to the point and get off the phone. Childhood trauma is correct. Who was that? Yes, ma'am, Miss Alex. Everyone, please hit that like button up in the right-hand corner. Nobody under 18 in the chat, please. And thank you. Okay. Hey, friend, how you doing? What about white lies? That would probably be a natural lie. But you still going to be charged up for saying it. I mean, in the end, biblically speaking, I wrote some stuff down about that. I even went to the Bible to research how he felt about it, okay? So let's get on through the speech patterns. Liars might speak too much, or they could have a little shallow voice. They come across so timid and so shy, and, um, some little baby kind of stuff and be lying, big time lying. They may have trouble controlling their volume. The volume might be just aggressive, just coming at you like that. Or that tone may be too soft where you barely hearing them, but you might have to ask them again what they're saying. And that's when you need to be listening because they may not say the same thing again. Because lies are hard to remember. The truth will stand because it's the truth. It happened like that, so you're going to tell it like it happened. But if it's a lie, you made that stuff up. That's hard to believe. All personality disorders usually are liars. 99% of them, for an example, are narcissistic. We're going to hit on that too. You right? You right? Y'all know about this. I took that lot back because of All Lives Matter. Christian, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't know what the lot back is. Maybe you mean lie back? LIE back? Come back again, Christian. Okay. They may speak in fragments. They may repeat the questions before answering them. Hey, Miss Wanda. And they have a rise or a fall in their vocal tone. They may come at you real aggressive until they've convinced everybody, and they can see where they got everybody going along with them. Another thing that they will do, and I hear it out here on social media all the time, they will swear, which that's a no-no. You never swear at all, period. That's non-biblical, okay? But they will swear on their life. They will swear on their children's life. They will swear on grandma, grandpa, cousin, uncle, whatever they think that you think they would not lie on. and be lying. Okay? Gotta watch that. Why does it have to go to that extreme of you, God can take my life right now? You don't have to convince nobody with that. Suppose he take your life. Huh? Suppose you just found dead, then you go out and everybody think, well, you was lying and God just took your life. Don't do that. Stop that. That's not necessary. Okay, if it take that much to convince a person, you probably shouldn't have said it. Okay. Hey, Miss Aretha, how you doing? All right. Make sure y'all hitting the like button for me. That's all I ask. I hate to just see you in here laughing. So the eye contact, we've talked about that. They're not gonna look you straight in the eye. They're gonna look down, around, and everywhere else before they do anything. They're not gonna do it. There are nonverbal clues to look for. Watch their hand movement. If they're beating the table, they're trying to convince you of that lie. They trying to get your attention. They're aggravated with you. Watch the hand signals. To Weta, I love your lives. Thank you, and welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. They may even jerk their head back. They're exhausted with you. They're tired of trying to convince you. Would you just go ahead on and believe them so they have to do all this head rolling and all that there and coming at you, and then the next thing they're going to be cussing you, and the next thing they're going to be swearing on everybody's life. Just go on. Yeah, I believe you. They ain't got to know you don't believe them. Just save them some energy, okay? All righty. Let's see what else they got going on. They may even nod their head, saying yes when it's no. Let me see. Their breathing changes. And I'm trying to convince you a yes, but I'm doing this. Their breathing changes. They get confused, okay? And their breathing does change when they're lying. The shoulders may rise up. You know, that's that bully tactic, okay? They bristling up at you. You know how a cat put a hump in the back? That's what they doing to you. That's that bully tactic. And their voice is going to go shallow, back and forth, from strong to shallow. And they're not breathing right, so they're going to run out of breath. They're going to have to stop and gasp, okay? Liars interrupt others frequently. Like, y'all are talking. I'm doing the lying. Well, I'm finna interrupt you, Jack and Alex, because y'all getting too close to me being told that I'm not telling the truth. So I'm just gonna jump in there and interrupt you. They'll do that. Watch for that. Their facial expressions are usually stone cold. There is no smile. There is no laughter. It is no blinking, no movement. They're thinking and they're coming for you. It's just a matter of time. They touch or cover their mouth when they're talking. It's just a habit they do. They may play in their hair. These are just, it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody does that. But when you start looking for different signs and you see it over and over and over and you know they're lying, start watching for these little things. Okay? Bro, I'll see you later. Thank you for the view, baby. See how quick you were out of here? The detection is complex and it requires practice and training. I guess being in the beauty business for almost 20 years, being around so many people every day, men and women. Remember, I had a barbershop in the front and a beauty shop in the back. That was my greatest experience of being around lots of people every day, all day long. I guess on the slowest day would be maybe 100 to 150 people that came in there. On Thursday, Friday, it's going to be closer to 300 to 500, somewhere in that area. Between all the barbers in the front and all the ladies in the back, on a holiday, you could expect 1,000 people to come through that door. My electric bill told that, because it was about 1,000. December, January, yeah. And you couldn't control it because they would stand in the door and talk to somebody out in the parking lot. I'm in the back behind the French doors with the ladies. The guys were up front, and I put them up front on purpose. So if anything happened, it'd be the men would be able to take care of the situation and protect the ladies in the back. We had a door back there, but we kept our door locked and we went out through the front. And the ladies seemed to like that because they liked walking past the men, because the men would always give them compliments when they came from back there. The mind plays a big psyche in who you are and what you're going to become. And in your mind. Yeah. If you make up these stories and these fantasies and you don't outgrow them when you are a little girl, you're going to be an adult that's going to be hell to deal with. Okay? All right. Wait a minute. Hold on. All right. Alex is telling you about the membership badges, and I think it's about the super chat, super stickers, and super thanks. Appreciate it, Alex. So some signs to detect someone that is lying. Look at the breathing. Look at how they stand. They repeat words or phrases. They instinctively cover vulnerable body parts. They touch or cover their mouth. They shuffle their feet. They provide too much information. I always look for that one. Hey, Chef Mac. When they telling a lie, they trying to convince you so much, and when they don't feel like they getting that across to you, take Lucifer out. He doesn't belong over here. Thank you. Okay. So what they're going to do is they're going to give you more information than even was called for. And then you're going to be able to decipher some stuff inside of that information that they shouldn't have told because they're talking too much. That's how they get in trouble with the legal system, because they get comfortable and they get the rattling off, and that detective is sitting there shaking his head. Oh, really? Yeah, like they're agreeing with them, and they done talk themselves right into some handcuffs. Liars usually talk too much. So the easiest way to tell if someone is lying, there will be physical signs, again, repeating themselves, either adding or subtracting to the story. That speech could be too much, it could be too high or too low and too aggressive. All right. Ryder, you back? So let me hide you from the channel. How about that? Okay, and go get the help you need, baby. It's not over here. I'm telling you right now, you need some help. And I told you they would go to the point of trying to convince you, where they would tell you, on my son, on my mama. I would never do that. If I got to convince you on somebody else or on my life, I ain't trying to leave up out of here. Oh, no, You believe it or you not believe it. But no, we're not going to do that. Liars usually use more profanity and a third person pronoun. He, she, and they. And they distance themselves from the first person, which is me, myself, and I. This is stuff you can start looking for. Okay? All right? Tell them when you're trying to figure out how to get the truth from them. These were some things that they said you can tell them. Tell them that you support them. I know I'm using Carolyn for an example. I know Carolyn is not telling me the truth. So the best thing I can do to get the truth out of Carolyn is get her confident enough to trust me so she will tell me the truth. So I'm supporting her and I'm letting her know that, oh, girl, you can tell me. I ain't going to tell nobody. Get her real comfortable and then she'll tell me eventually, one on one. It can't be nobody else around, just me and her, okay? Reassure them, show them empathy, and minimize the severity of the situation. So the person is more likely to be honest with you. Okay? I don't know if I need to read this craziness or not. Let's see. I think I had a little slur of trolls that came in. Liars get on my nerves. Yes, ma'am, Miss Jackie. It's no demand for it. It's sad when you know they're lying and they still say, "Oh, my mama." That's what I was talking about earlier. The mama's usually dead. So that's another reason why they say on the mama. If notice a lot of times if that mama's already gone and they don't know that you know that the mama is gone, or if the mama's old and sickly, they don't mind putting it on the mama. They ain't doing nothing for her no way. She'd be better off to them gone. It's sad to say, but it's true. Please like, share, and subscribe. So the way you can catch them is in their inconsistencies. Ask them the unexpected. Okay? Look for the insecure and insincere emotions. Their emotions are going to be different when they're lying. They're not going to be the normal emotions that you see every day. Pay attention to that gut reaction when you ask that question. Did you get that? Or what did you get? What kind of emotion did you get? Watch for misconceptions and also micro expressions, tiny expressions. Look for contradictions in what they're saying. A sense of unease and too much detail, because they're going to over explain it if they're lying to convince you to believe them. And don't ignore the truth. When you figure out the sincere part of it that is true, don't ignore that. Okay? Just kind of extrapolate the whole thing of what they were saying. You'll get it. And be trusting enough for them to trust you. They're going to always be on the defense, very submissive, and they're going to be self-protected. They're going to come after everybody else. They're going to always have a victim. If it ain't April right now, it's going to be Jackie the next time. And every time they hit the door, it's going to be somebody else. It's never going to be them. They're never going to own up to it. Forget it. It doesn't matter. I don't know if I spoke to you, Kiss the Ring, but good evening. Okay? When you're trying to trick them into a lie, wait on them to bring up the subject. Okay? Speak to them in a gentle tone. They already on the defense because of lying. So if you come at them aggressive, oh, they're going to tear into you then. Oh, blah, 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 and MF this and B that. That's what they do, okay? Ask them about what happened in different ways. That's what detectives do. They come in, they question them. They get them comfortable. They go get them a cigarette. They give them some coffee, or they give them a Coke, or whatever they need. And you know you got some behind this window that's looking at them all the time and listening. And that one that was questioning them walk out, and then he come back in with what he needed, and they even feeling more comfortable with them then. That's when they fixing to get the truth. You got to do the same thing. Downplay the lie that they're telling. Don't let them know right away that they lying. Get all the information you want to get from them, because you ain't going back around them no way. You done with them. You just had to convince yourself that this person is who they say they are, and they are either a compulsive liar, pathological liar, or they might just be a little natural liar, and they'll be all right. Girl, don't lie to me no more like that, okay? And we good, all right. Emphasize with them have empathy for them, remain silent while they're talking. Don't be asking them no whole bunch of questions. You're throwing them off. You ain't gonna get the truth. Let them do all the talking, okay? And share what you think happened. Okay? You go through most of these steps, it's gonna be all right. Let me go back up. I think I am right here. I have a field day with liars. I ask question after question, says Alex. You will slip. They will. They can't keep it up because they're not going to be able to answer that fast and make it sincere enough for you to believe them. And it's definitely not honest because it's a lie. So yeah, you're going to trip them up and you're going to piss them off. You in my mind, Ms.V, okay? Question after question, they will get tired and the lies will appear. Yep, they gonna just overtalk themselves. That's what they do. So I wrote down a few things too from the Bible. Because I had to go in there, I always have to go in there and see what it says about a liar. So it says, in the end, a liar is doomed, as spoken in Revelations 21:8. God hates the act of lying because it goes contrary to his truth. The liar will have all eternity to regret the deception that they refuse to renounce as they hear their lies echo in their memories. This is in the hereafter, in the next life. Yet it is rude to call someone a liar. Okay, this is back to I'm out of the Bible now. Okay, I'm just back to ordinary research. It is rude to call someone a liar if we aren't privy to others' motives or state of mind. I would be guilty of that because if you're lying, you just lying, and you sit there long enough and you done took up all my time and I done figured out you lying. I'm just gonna tell you you're a lie and the truth ain't in you. I've done that. I hear on my thing. Miss V, are you like me? I watch a lot of ID channels. I did a lot when I was watching a lot of TV, and then I grew up in a family that had lots of people on the legal system. My father worked at the prison farm part-time. Uh, over there with prisoners who were not hardcore, was prisoners like that would get picked up for DWIs or non-child support payments, stuff like that. And at the time he was over there were no women over there, but they have women over there now. The oldest brother was in the military, came back from Vietnam, and he worked in law enforcement over 50 years. And he was in almost everything he could do up there. He retired from the Monroe Police Department, and he went over to Washita Parish Sheriff's Office in the DA's office. And he and the baby brother that just passed worked in the same office over there together. In fact, the older brother was the baby brother's boss. Their children turned out going in law enforcement. I have two nephews. One is a federal prosecutor, Brandon, and Jay, who's out on my community wall, is a city prosecutor. CJ is a marshal. O'Brien is assistant chief of police in Birmingham. So all of the boys in my family just about went into the legal system. So you hear it all the time when they come home with the stories and people coming to the house, ringing the doorbell, Mr. Brown, Mr. Brown, Mr. Brown. I grew up hearing that all my life. There was nothing I wanted to be in. Not at all. So my sister chose to go into insurance. And then I took my first job in a chemical lab. And then I've had multiple careers since then, but that was nothing I ever wanted to do. To me, I was tired of it. I mean, it was boring to me. It's just like all y'all do is just sit up and listen to people, and then y'all run them down and y'all lock them up. That wasn't me. So that's how I got involved so heavily into it, just being around it all the time. Everybody coming in packing pistols every evening, changing clothes and putting the pistol up on the shelf and locking the closet door. That was my life. Um, April, what about the wackos that are responsible for the kidnapping of a child and they're helping in the search? That's crazy. It is. And kids, y'all got to be so careful of these kids out here today because kids can't even play in the yard like they used to. You know, when we were growing up, we could go outside and unsupervised and play all day long. These kids don't even let them go in the front yard, have a fenced backyard that they can go in, a big patio door so you can watch them. Because people will climb over the fence and get the children if they hear them. It's just such a terrible times we live it in. Ms.V, I've heard it all too, on both family sides, Allens and Tottenhams. Yeah, your family, I didn't know the Allens were, but her family, the Tottenhams, are in the legal system also, Miss Carolyn. Um, I knew Earl when I first moved down. He was on the sheriff department. One of her, I guess it's her brother-in-laws, is security at our church. So we kind of got similar lifestyles. Um, let's see, what did y'all say here? My mom fought tooth and nails for me not to become a cop. I was headed that way. She didn't want to worry. My mom just, I guess, once the oldest brother went that direction. Oh, and then my other brother that passed away at 40, Raymond, the one that played professional football, once he got hurt and then he came back home after he played with the New York Jets, he went to the sheriff department. And I guess if you're going to live in that small town, you got to get the job that's available that's going to make you a livelihood. So you were either going to teach or you were going to be in the legal system or you were going to be in the medical profession. And then they had a couple of mills there. At one time, they had a GM plant there that was making car parts. And then they had a paper mill in West Monroe. Nobody wanted to work over there. Paper stinks when you're making it. It's like a soggy mud consistency and it stinks. But they made good money. And that was basically all you were going to do in that town. So I guess that they stayed there. The girls left. So that's probably why they went into that. Um, let's see. After being a sex offender probation officer and a CPS investigator, I sometimes block out criminal shows on TV. Still see some of my clients and they thank me. So hopefully I have helped a lot. Oh, yeah. If you were been in there any time, my brother has been retired now about 7 years because he stayed in there a long time. He waited until his baby boy got out of law school and got a job. And that's when he retired because his son and my daughter are the same age, but he's 81 and I'm 70. So there's a big gap in his children. So he was determined he was going to wait until he got him through law school, and he did. And once he got him through law school, and he came right out with a job. So that's when he said, okay, it's over now, I'm coming home. But he was probably my age when he came home, 70 something. All right, I'm trying to see if there are answers. Audrey, my friend, is doing that right now. Yes, that is hard. Yes, it is. Okay, y'all, well, I am coming up on my hour. I hope y'all have appreciated this. I did as much research on it as I could. So at least you know the different types of liars they have out there. You know some of the signs to look for, how people act and react to people asking them questions. And Alex, you better be asking all the people them questions either, girl. But anyway, I have enjoyed talking to y'all this evening. Thank you, Alex. She says it's a good job. Cheryl P, thank you for coming in. You have a great night also. Y'all hit that like button for me. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a great night and a great evening. Love you much. Hold on. Audrey, I had to give it a rest. My husband told me I watched it too much. Oh, the TV, my brother still likes to watch them shows because he likes to call the plays on it. The old Columbos and all that stuff. Oh, he still watch that stuff. I guess it's in your system. It's in your system. Oh, why YouTube full of them? This is a good place where you can come out and lie, I guess, and you can say anything you want to on your platform. All right, Alex, you laughing at me? Better let them folks alone, girl. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a great night. Love you much. Bye-bye.